All right, here is the ham radio Go bag version 1.0. I can't really call it a 2.0 because I have a Go box as well. And I have a box and I have a bag, so here's the bag. This is a Hazard 4 Plan B sling bag. And this is the first thing I've ever bought from Hazard 4. I've actually had my eye on this bag for several years. For no reason, I just thought it was a cool bag. I wanted to buy it, but I didn't have a reason to buy it. So now I had a reason to buy it, and it was born out of a need to get even smaller than I was before. So just for some context, this is the box. It's a Pelican 1500 case, and that's a small Pelican case. And they're not, I mean, this is smaller, right? But I can fit almost the same amount of stuff inside of it. And the form factor is a big deal too. And I'll come back to that. But let's do the tour. So, inside of here, I'm just gonna unzip the main compartment. Open it up. We've got, from the bottom, the Dakota Lithium 12 volt, 10 amp hour lithium battery. Tucks right nicely in there. Then we've got the ICOM 7000, the IC 7000 that can do HF from 160 to 6 meter and then 2 meter and 70 centimeter, all in the one radio. Between the radio and the tuner, I've got this little piece of grippy stuff just to kind of protect it. And here's the tuner, the AT7000 from LDG. Up in the top, I've got the cross needle meter, the microphone, the power meter, a little clock, that's the Zulu time, and two jumpers, one of which has unscrewed itself. So two short little jumpers. So I'll put this stuff back in there. This is all lightweight, so it's not gonna break, so it doesn't matter how it really goes in. Put the tuner back in. And the radio. That's the inside. Oh, we also have a nano VNA. You never know, you might need to tune something in the field. So there's that. Let's zip that back up. And where's the antenna? The antenna is right here. It is a Wolf River Coils SOTA Special. It has the coil, it's got a base that it screws into with 3 legs that come out of it like a tripod. I'll get those out in a second. And it's got 3 radials. 1, 2, 3. There's the coil. There's the base thing. And then I've also got a UHF VHF little one of these folding antennas. This can take 35 watts. I'll probably never put 35 watts into it. But that's just in case I need to do 2 meter 440. So all this stuff back in. No problem, it fits it absolutely perfectly. With room to spare. Up here we have some little jumpers. This is the tuner controller cable, short jumper. This is a jumper for the 2 meter 440 antenna, PL259 to BNC, just to get it away from the radio a little bit. So it doesn't overpower or anything and mess it up. And then the power cable for the radio. And now there's a couple of more things. On the side, they've got these 2 pockets, which are pretty nice. There's a pen. I could put more pens inside if I wanted to. I'm not like totally done yet. And then I've got a book, a little notebook for writing down call signs. And then the antenna element. This thing has a provision for a camelback, like a water bladder, but it's also really good for carrying cable. So here's my feed line. It's 15 feet. I've worked off of this several times and it's all right because I don't run a lot of power. So I can be fairly close to the element, but I do have a 30-foot run as well that I could probably fit in here if I really wanted to, if I just coiled it kind of longer. made it less fat. And then here is the base of the antenna. I've got the 3 legs to it that form like a tripod. And then along with that is of course the element, and this expands or telescopes out to 66 inches. So all that back in there. And that's the bag. Like I could go out right now and operate with this setup. There's a little bit that isn't in here, but very little bit. So let's go and kind of compare it to the Pelican. Size-wise, it's got this big sling on it, so it's kind of difficult. Let me try to reposition some stuff, lay it flat on its back. It's not that much different, you know? Like that's about the same width, and height-wise, it's really not that much higher either. But you know, the advantage of the Pelican is that I would have the radio right here, the battery lives right here, the meter is right there, and so I can just kind of open it up and lift up the radio a little bit, get the meter out, it's ready to go. Plug some stuff in. But this, it's not that bad, but I've got to take everything out and kind of hook it up. But you know, I'm not in a hurry, so it's fine. Here, it's a lamp. I could probably get that in the bag. This is a solar charge controller, and that brings me to something else, the solar panel. I could probably get this in the bag too. Power distribution, little block. I could probably get that in the bag if I needed to. So here's the solar panel. And this can be used to charge the battery during the day if I'm, you know, out somewhere and I want to charge the battery, and then I can operate at night, just gonna top it off, you know. This is not gonna fit in there, obviously. Like, there's no way this, but it's thin, so I can wedge it somewhere, and then I can also use this carabiner thing. They call it a Grimlock. And I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of just, these grommets are a little small for these hooks, so but I could hang that there, you know, and walk around and just have it hanging if I want to take the solar panel with me. And yeah, that's pretty tight, but whatever. But that's the only thing I can't really fit in there. And here's my big feed line too. And I've got a bunch of end feds in here. I've got some wire antennas. And I've also got a big ground wire. You know, a lot of this I could probably fit in the bag. I could fit a couple end feds and some Unans, you know, if I really wanted to. But so it's all about the form factor and also psychology a little bit, and just perception, you know. So if I'm traveling somewhere, I don't really want to walk around with this giant case. It's not even, it's a small Pelican case by most people's standards. But it's like you gotta carry it, and it's a hard case, and it looks like something, and like equipment, you know, and it's like, it could become a target, you know, somebody might want to steal it, or like, what is this giant briefcase you have? Whereas this is just a little sling bag that you have on your back. This thing's not the most inconspicuous either. It's covered in moly and black and looks like some military thing, but it's still just a bag. It's a little backpack, you know. And so, but it's all in there, ready to go. And this was kind of born out of traveling to visit family. Like, we had a kid recently, and we have all this stuff that we have to bring now. And if I was going to try to put this in the vehicle, my wife would be like, absolutely not. But if I take this and I can wedge this somewhere on the side, you know, behind some other stuff, she probably wouldn't even notice it. So, and then I can also carry it on my back. I've put it on my back before. It's very comfortable. Like, this is thick. And then this padding is really good too. Like, this is an awesome bag. And I just got it, so nothing is really set up. Like, you can see this stuff is still rolled up, and like this is rolled up, and I don't know what to do with any of this stuff yet. But there was a review on Amazon where some guy was like, it has all these random straps all over it that I don't need. And he actually cut them off. So he sliced these off. Like, I can't ever see myself using these, but I don't know if I'm gonna cut them off. It's just kind of a bit aggressive for me. I'll just deal with them. And then maybe, you know, if I ever like have to carry a roll of cable or something, you know, I could see hooking it onto this and then kind of putting that together so it just doesn't go anywhere, like especially on the bottom. You know, I could put a roll of cable right there. I don't know, but to each their own, you know. But that's the bag, the Hazard 4 Plan B. It's might as well have been made for carrying mobile radios, because the ICOM 7000 is a mobile radio, and it's like you're not going to find a radio that's, you know, much wider than that for a mobile application, and it fits perfectly in this bag. I couldn't be happier with it. Oh, and one last little stupid thing. The bag comes with one divider like this. You can order more. I ordered 2 more. Like $7. And so one is there at the very bottom, just to give the bottom some more padding, and then one's right here to separate the radio from the battery. And yeah, that's it.